Hello, Tikifire here with another Tikifire toy review, and today we're reviewing the vintage Millennium Falcon. Yes, indeed. I've been waiting to do this one for a while. This is so awesome. This is my original Millennium Falcon that I've restored a few months back, and I had to piece together things because I didn't have all of it, but it is complete, and everything works on it now. So let's take a look around. Did get some reproduction stickers and put them on, and I think they look really good. I cleaned the whole thing up. It was filthy. And I'll show some pictures for that a little bit in the video. Let's look in the cockpit. There's Han Solo and Chewbacca in the cockpit. Bespin Han and regular Chewbacca. There is the laser cannon. And we've got the radar dish, which as usual doesn't want to stay up. Figures, you know, when you're doing something like a review, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Just keep that in mind. Easily put back on, though, as anybody who had this as a kid can attest. If you turn it around and look over here, I've got batteries in, and I replaced the motor, and still makes its whining noise. Alert, I guess. Alright, now let's turn her around. Such a cool looking ship. And yes, I know the whole story about how it supposedly was based on a hamburger. Still cool either way. Now, when I was redoing this thing, I had to find a new top piece, and I got a couple different ones. Here's the floor panel it fits in. Fits into these notches here. And the floor panel is where you can actually hide these guys, like in Star Wars New Hope Episode 4, the original Star Wars. You can hide them under there. Right now I've got Luke in there. Vintage Luke with a lightsaber, and he's got, yes, the training ball. I had to use a new stick, but this is my original training ball. And I had to get one of these little doohickeys, these little arms, because I have no idea whatever happened to my original arm, but I did find one of those finally after waiting for a long time, looking on eBay at different auctions, and replace that. I did have to replace this little table here, and a replacement sticker on it. And I also had to replace this inside here, although this is my original seat. I had to replace this whole piece here because the piece at the top that hooks onto this laser cannon had broken off years ago. This is original. The body itself is original. These pieces and the bottom hatch I had to replace because I don't know where it happened to mine. I think they broke years ago. And I remember the middle piece on this broke off years ago on mine, so without that it won't stay up. And what I had done to mine originally was I always wondered why you couldn't get your figures from inside here into the cockpit like in the movies. So I had pushed this back years and years ago as a kid, so you had sort of an entryway there, although the seat blocks it off, so I don't know what I was really thinking. But I straightened it out, flattened it out a bit. I mean, it's still a little warped, but that's okay. It's my original. So this thing, it's about 75–80% original. The cockpit is original. The glass in the cockpit is original, even with a little crack and a little bit of yellowing, but I kept it anyways because it is my original. And that is the Millennium Falcon. Let's hear that alert noise again. And now I'll show you some pictures of what it looked like before I restored it. It's pretty terrible, so don't eat while you watch this. It did have what looked like rat droppings inside it. But I got all that cleaned out, and now it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, I think. So, enjoy. Oh, one last thing before I let you go. These are the original feet. This one actually had broken on the inside, and I had to super glue the pieces back together. Luckily, the pieces were still there when I took it apart. So, interestingly enough, I was able to fix that. So, I kind of like restoring these things. It's kind of a cool thing. And my props go out to the retro blasting guys, because I wouldn't have been able to restore it without watching their videos on how they restored theirs and how that guy restored his childhood one. So it's really cool to have this back in great condition. It's probably looking about as good as it did when I first got it new, back when the Empire Strikes Back came out back in 1980. That Christmas I got this, and this was I played with this thing so much. So it's no wonder it eventually got in such bad shape. But a lot of that was due to being on my parents' attic and collecting dust and gunk and all that. So there you have it, the Millennium Falcon, my childhood toy. Vintage Star Wars, folks.